What's up, everybody? It's Koala, and to my left, I've got Sour Lemon D
What's up?
and Mason from Plot Twisted.
Hi.
Okay.
Hi, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Hey!
I develop a lip.
Okay, let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to talk about a game called Hatred. What is that game, and why are we talking about it, Mason?
Because probably one of the most controversial games, like, in recent, like, probably since GTA 5 has been, like, released and all the promotional stuff for GTA 5. Because people threw a bitch fit about GTA 5, pretty much like they do every GTA game. But Hatred takes it to a completely different level. Hatred is an isometric shooter on the Unreal Engine that basically is a mass murder simulator, mass genocide simulator. A guy's pissed off at the world, and so he leaves his shack of a house and pretty much is on his genocidal rage to kill everyone, civilians included, and police, and pretty much everybody else. And it's created quite a bit of controversy. I'm still waiting. If it's not already on national news, I'm still waiting for it to be. God, I'm very worried about that.
Yeah. And Nick, what do you think about the game?
I think that it looks amazing.
You're serious, right? You're serious, like, we just had to make sure, like, because there may be people who are, like, surprised. You're serious.
I am 100% serious. I cannot wait to play this. Like, I really can't. Just cannot wait. It
And-
looks so cool.
Yeah.
So cool. Like, when he took that gun, put it in that bitch's mouth, and fucking blew the trigger, and then that guy was just gutting in the supermarket, like, just looks like a fun way to blow off steam playing that shit.
I mean, I guess that. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Mason, what do you feel about it?
Well, I honestly like people. Like I said, people like take it at a very straightforward face value and say these people are so fucked in the head making a game where you just murdered everybody. I honestly think like it's a fucked up way to get a lot of media coverage, whether it be on the internet like we do, or it be on the news outlets, CNN, Fox News. Uh, they are using it as a way to gain like notoriety as a developer and money as a game developer would normally want money. And I'm sure with this much attention, there are going to be plenty of people like Nick who are very into the game and are going to want to buy it. And the quicker they can get to those people by making it controversial, the more money they'll get. And so it's devilishly clever. And I honestly don't like it though because I think it's very poisonous to the industry
Yeah.
because of how the reaction mainstream America will see it as a genocidal murder simulator and see that every gamer wants to play that for that reason. And that terrifies me.
Yeah.
And see, I agree with you on the whole thing about the controversy is what's going to fuel this thing. But for all we know, the only reason they're making this game is for that controversy. Just like, as Mason was saying, they can get notoriety and stuff. And who knows, maybe they already have a game ready that won't disappoint us like fucking Destiny disappointed the shit out of me.
That's true.
Maybe
me.
they've actually got a good game ready to go once they, get notoriety as a game developer and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And those people are destructive creations.
Right.
And my opinion on this game is, like, I mean, I'd like to see it, but at the same time, this goes beyond Mortal Kombat. It goes beyond Grand Theft Auto 5. It goes beyond anything with a rated M for mature thing slapped on the game case. This game, if it does come out, you're gonna see gaming as we know it, as of Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, everything going to shit. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be banned. And this is what the government wants. This is what everybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the gamers themselves.
Right.
Because I don't remember who the guy was that had the interview of Watch Dogs. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Where he was just straight up like, oh yeah, it's teaching people how to physically hack into people's iPods and
yeah.
computers and their fucking government base. And it's just like, no, that's not what it's doing
Yeah, I
at
have
all.
one thing to say. If pressing triangle, square, circle gets you into the Pentagon,
We're
oh my
fucked.
god. Why
Yeah.
aren't we already dead?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the thing, though. Like with those, I think it was like a guy on the news, right? It was like one, I forget, like one random news outlet, or like a subset of like Fox or something. This also reminds me another example. Remember, Craig, you may know this. I don't know if you remember this, but Jeff Keighley, right? That guy, the Doritos and Mountain Dew guy. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's a very much disliked guy in the gaming industry because he's an advertiser. and people see him as douchey, and he had a thing with Angry Joe. And from what I've seen, he is kind of like that. But I will like him in one instance. Fox News did a thing on Mass Effect I could tell in 7 when it came out, and I can quote them. They basically called it a virtual orgasmic rape simulator. And they had him on there, and he just completely countered the whole thing, and I appreciate that. And so they take a game like Mass Effect, which is very much tame in comparison to this game, and they call it a virtual orgasmic rape simulator. When they get their fucking like controversy-loving hands and like misinterpreting hands on this game, God, their entire their viewer base is gonna flip. Middle America's gonna be pissed. It just really like terrifies me, this whole thing. And that's the thing though, they're like, you won't usually see a gamer watching that and agreeing with it. But their viewer base will eat that shit up. Whatever their political allegiance is, whatever it is, they will love that because they already don't like games. They already assume that it's a fucking murder simulator or hacking simulator, whatever the fuck it may be. So I mean, it's just pretty scary.
The game creators actually want you to think this way. They want you to think, okay, this person, we want you to go out and straight up murder an entire city. And they show that. Grand Theft Auto, they show that you can customize vehicles and all this cool stuff and make it fun, but Mortal Kombat, it's more like a gory kind of killing, but it's so unrealistic, it's fine. But this, you can take a girl's head, straight up shove a pistol in her mouth, and pop.
Right.
And just have a whole room of people behind the counter just like, oh no, don't shoot me, and you just take an AK-47 and blow all their brains out. That's...
mowed down a supermarket, right?
Yeah,
Alright.
exactly.
Now how about this? You ever heard of Postal?
Yeah.
I'm reading about that right now, and it seems a lot worse, in my opinion, because one of the things you can do is you can pick up a cat, shove the barrel of your gun up its anus, and use the cat as a silencer.
Yeah.
That seems a little worse to me.
Well, it is, but that's on...
And this game's old.
Yeah, it's on PC. Not a lot of people know about that game.
This game's on PC, the one we're talking about right now.
Is not just going to be on PC, is it?
That's all I'm seeing.
I'm pretty sure
I
it's
don't
going to
think
be
Microsoft and Sony will let it on their consoles.
Okay,
I'm
good.
guessing.
Yeah, I'm
But,
pretty
I think
sure it
Postal's
is
like
a
a relatively
PC
old
game.
game.
Oh, good.
I mean, Postal's a PC game too, so what's the big deal? I don't see it, because Postal looks just as bad, if not worse. And that came out, the first one came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah. I never knew about it.
What's the
See?
most like
The bad thing
the most
is-
recent installment of Postal? I've only seen like one thing from like a Postal game in that series, and it was like pretty damn pixely. And the thing with this game is it's pretty like it's on the Unreal Engine, like how Epic wanted their name taken off of it, and it looks pretty
Yeah.
damn realistic.
Alright, so what you're saying is basically, if we had a game that had Minecraft graphics, and it was the same concept, go around and murder people, it wouldn't be as bad because it doesn't look as good?
No, because it's more fake.
Right, that's like there's like a fine line between like reality and games, and when the
Think of
graphics
it-
is the main pathway for that. You know what I mean? So
Think of it between the fact of hatred and what's that stupid Naughty Bear?
Oh, yeah.
oh, that game.
You do
That's more
basically
fun
the same
because
thing.
it's like kitties, but it's just a bunch of stuffed animals killing each other. But then when you go into real people, real life situations, and people on the street driving their car, driving their kids to school, and you just pop their kids and pop their mom and then pop their father, then the grandma that's walking with the cane down the street with their little dog, there's a big difference.
But they're not real, Craig.
It's-
They're not real people.
But at the same time,
They
this
aren't.
right
They're
here
NPCs.
is going to shut down gaming altogether.
I doubt
Right.
that. I
If
doubt
this
that
gets
very
big
much.
enough, it will shut down gaming.
Oh, I doubt
You will
that.
never see another Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, Minecraft will totally just die off
If they
because
do
gaming
that-
will be illegal.
If they do that, that will mean they've broken our constitutional right of freedom of expression.
It's not the first time.
Another thing, it's not the first time. Another
Just
thing
telling
is
you
though,
one
like
thing, I'm going to court over that if that shit goes down. We're doing class
I'll
action
be right
shit.
with you.
I don't,
And-
that's the
and
thing,
think
though,
about
like
it,
it's such a
like-
big industry. I don't know if they would completely just shut it down, but there would be some damn. It would be like a stigma again, like a big stigma. You play video
Grand
games, you
Theft
must
Auto
love
5
murdering
would turn
people.
into stuffed animals.
Oh, but
It
think
would be
about this.
stupid.
You know about Serbian film, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mason's heard of it. Serbian film is like
Fucked up.
it is fucked up. I'll give you that. But in my opinion, it was a great movie. Like there was good acting. They actually did good effects. Yes, it was mostly gore and shit, but
And
it was one of those
rape.
yeah, there was rape in it, like horrible, horrible things. However, it's in the genre. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Keep tapping and shit.
You're good.
But anyway, it's in the genre of horror, and in my opinion, it's an amazing movie because what it showed was something that happens in real life. Like,
Yeah.
that shit happens, and that's scarier than any boogeyman, Jason Voorhees, anything like that, because that shit's not gonna fucking happen. But my point with this is, movies still get made. And
the way,
wasn't
that's
there a
gonna be
Call of
edited
Duty
out.
where you go into an airport and just
Oh,
kill a bunch
yeah,
of people?
Yeah,
Here's my
that
point.
one
Here's
got a
what I
lot of
really want to
controversy.
Yeah, it got a lot of controversy. We're still playing
Yeah, it
video
did.
games.
Yeah.
But see, you will see that and go, that's a game. I mean, like, they're virtual. They are literally like zeros and ones at the very most basic level. They're a bunch of zeros and ones. America, like my parents, okay? Anybody, the random person on the street who isn't a gamer, they'll see that and all they will see is like you murdering people and it looks realistic.
And
They don't see it for anything else.
but those
And
people
so that's what matters. That's what matters. Like the majority of people, like people will be appalled. Like if my grandparents, okay, if they saw that, okay, my very reserved grandparents saw that kind of game, there would no, like games would not be allowed in my family ever again. Okay, because that's all they'll see that and they'll assume so many things. And then you'll have like I keep going back to news outlets, but you'll have news outlets blowing it out of proportion. Like I said, they called Mass Effect a virtual orgasmic rape simulator.
and you know,
Okay.
that's only gonna cause more of this game to get sold because more people are gonna hear about it, and more people like me who actually want to play it will support these people. And I don't know, it's just one of those things. By them blowing it out of proportion, all they're doing is helping.
Right,
Yeah.
but if they blow it out of proportion so much that like you're a non-gamer, like your non-gamer, like maybe like with big franchises like Call of Duty or Minecraft, have they heard of like I don't know fucking like Alien Isolation maybe or Metro or like the Metro series or hell even Mass
I know
Effect?
plenty of people who have never heard of Metro, but
Right.
everyone has heard of GTA.
Exactly, because it's so controversial,
Uh-huh.
and they hate it for it. So it's just another thing for these people to like to bitch about, and give gamers a bad name because they're gonna assume that that we all like this game for the reason it's a people will consider a rape or not rape simulator, a murder simulator. Excuse me.
And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah, I'm worried it'll like.
And would you
reach-
rather people play this violent ass game or actually go out and kill people?
well, I mean,
They'll connect the dots and say
that's
that
not
people
really
will.
an ultimatum. You can't say that just because of the
Yeah.
fact that, I mean, there's a bunch of other games like Grand Theft Auto where you can just go out and kill a bunch of people because no one's just going to be like, oh, well, this game's not going to come out, and I'm going to go out and take a shotgun and just kill up an entire school.
Yeah, and if it was like that, if it were violent video games actually produce like mass murders and shit,
Yeah.
we'd have so many more of those fucking school shootings and
Yeah.
mall shootings that you hear about once every couple of years.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just fucking ridiculous because the amount of shit that's out there now. I'm sure if you and I did like an extensive web search right now, we could find a game way worse than that
Oh, I'm
Hatred
sure.
game that's already out.
Well, you already did.
Yeah, that Postal game.
Yeah, Postal.
But see, like, graphics are always going to get better.
Yeah.
Minecraft's like the one exception because they found a way to make everyone love 8-bit. Like, props to them for that. But all other games, the graphics will continue to get better.
Yeah.
And if you've got a market for something like this game, you almost owe it to the people who want to play it to
Yeah.
produce it. Now, if they wanted to, like, take an extra step and make it to where you have to go and get, like, psych evaluated to buy it, by
Yeah,
all
because I know
means.
a few people that would need to do that before they just straight up buy that game.
But you gotta think about, like, those fucking, mentally crazy people. They're already fucked up. This isn't going to make them fucked up. They're already fucked
Right,
up. Like,
yeah.
I can play this game, and I'll be like, look at me fucking stab this bitch. Look at all her blood.
Like
but-
the floor on the ground.
But that doesn't mean that I'm going to become more violent
That's
or
true.
just go nuts or snap or anything like that.
That's true.
And
I
with your
mean,
whole thing about taking video
Yeah.
games away, like me and you talked about this the other day, Sony's a bank. They aren't shutting down Sony. Sony's gonna be like, you don't want us to make video games? Kindly go fuck yourself, sir.
Yeah.
And it's not, I mean, I can go buy a fucking pistol right now. And I have no wait time. I could walk into a store, within 20 minutes, I could even leave with an AR-15. And with my constitutional right, I can legally walk around with it. Now, it would be very easy for me to go and just shoot a bunch of people, but no, not doing that.
Yeah.
It's just like, goddamn. But they want to stop me from buying a video game? You really think that's gonna happen? You think they're gonna stop us from playing video games before they stop us from owning guns?
Yeah, they don't. They use games as a scapegoat. Like, they use games as a scapegoat to prevent further gun regulation. And I hate people who just, or I don't hate them as a person, but I hate the stupid argument with violent video games making people violent who aren't normally violent.
They've done so many studies on that. There's nothing.
And it's never been proven to be right. Never. And these are very 10-year studies. They're very extensive ones too.
And they even talk about how that fucking unnamed school that we're not going to talk about was done because the kid played video games. And that was one instance. The kid played video games. Kids play video games. That happens. Get over it.
And look at
if your kid is so mentally if they are mentally unstable, you shouldn't buy them the damn game. Like, don't use video games as a way to excuse parental responsibility.
Oh, and yeah, these fucking parents that want to be like, oh my god, my son was killing a bunch of people in GTA and shit. You fucking bought it for him.
Yeah,
he can't he can't go into GameStop and fucking buy that shit because he's not fucking 17, he's 8.
Right.
But what do? Because you don't fucking give a shit? You fucking just buy it for him, and then later on you're like, oh my god.
Wonder what Grand Theft Auto 5 is. I don't know. What the hell is Grand Theft Auto, you idiot?
What's the M on the box for? What's the M on the box for?
Why did your kid say that you had to buy it for him?
It even says it at the bottom.
Like,
M for mature.
And then it says, oh, you know what? I have GTA, the box, right here. Let's see what it says. Why it's rated M. Okay, rated M, mature, 17 plus. For intense violence, blood and gore, nudity, mature humor, strong language, strong sexual content, use of drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
You know how many fucking parents are like, this shouldn't be a game. I'm fucking 22 years old. If I want to fucking murder a bunch of people in a goddamn fake simulation, I should have that right. Not because you're a terrible, shitty parent and you don't want to accidentally buy something terrible for your stupid kid.
Even if, when the game comes out, I could play it and I could like it. Just because of the fact that the movie that I really love is called Rampage.
Oh, that's a good movie.
And it's almost exactly like that, except for the guy doesn't look as gothic.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good movie.
It was a great movie. And all he's doing is doing a mass murder, and he's proving a point. But at the same time, people are looking at this movie like, okay, that's a little fucked up. And I always tell people, give it a chance before you just say, okay, this is too much. Because the movie is great.
And I'm actually looking at, the report from the video game industry and shit, from the NPD Group Retail Tracking Service, Game Market Dynamics US. This is only for US computer and video game dollar sales in billions. In 2011, $16.6 billion were generated just here in the US from video game sales. They're not gonna get rid of it.
Yeah.
They're just not gonna. You can't get rid of that much money. Our society's fueled on money, not on morals. People think it is, but it's fucking not. And you know what? A lot of these people, they'll slander this thing, and then they'll turn around and support it. They'll turn around and put money towards it. It doesn't matter. They just want to save face with the sheep. The sheeple, if you will.
The sheep people.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I think yeah, go ahead.
Shit. One more point.
Yeah, you're good.
The parents who don't buy, who don't know enough about video games to, realize what they're buying, GTA has all that violence stuff associated with it, those parents, what they'll do is they'll turn on the news and they'll see all this stuff about this particular violent video game that would have otherwise go well unknown. It would have been, a niche thing. We would have been talking about it, and then, no one would know about it otherwise, who hasn't been involved with gaming, you know?
Exactly.
So, that parent will only know that at that point. And so it just ruins their opinion. But then they'll go to the store and buy GTA 5 or whatever other game that could potentially, if their child's already mentally unstable and they don't know, it's a vicious cycle of not knowing what the fuck you're buying.
It's just one of those things, I love these parents that, same thing with TV, and they're like, that TV show's too violent. Oh, it has too much sex and stuff on it. Fucking monitor your goddamn children.
Yeah.
Don't just be like, hey, I'm gonna go fucking to the bar for 8 hours. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, that's usually what happens. Babysitter, take care of my kid.
Yeah, I mean, these people who are like, my son, blah, 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 they're bad parents. That's
Yeah.
just, bottom line. They're shit parents.
Yeah.
And they need to fucking get over themselves and realize that it's
Watch
not
out.
video game companies or movie companies or TV executives' job to make fucking shit safe for your little fucking kid. That's your fucking job.
Yeah.
And just because I would like to enjoy something for my age range that I'm not mentally, fucked up in the head, and I could enjoy something as violent and ridiculously gory as this game we're talking about, doesn't mean your little fucking 7-year-old should play it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you should have any right to take that ability away from me.
Okay, we're gonna go and wrap us up. Bottom line is, Nick wants to play it.
I want to play it so bad, it looks so sweet.
I might play it. What are your opinions, Mason?
I have no plans on playing this game.
Okay, now, I'm Koala.
Sour Lemon D?
I'm
and
Mason.
If anybody has any comments that they want to share, let us know in the comments below. I'll probably be there to talk a little bit with them too as well. Just like Mason on your side, you probably do the same. Love to talk to you guys, hear your opinions, and we'll see you later.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Bye.